What is up, guys, and welcome back to Astro Music and Tutorials. It's your boy Ijo, and for those of you who don't know me, I am a lo-fi hip-hop producer, and I love finding free plugins. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love finding free plugins and try to make a full beat using just that free plugin. And then I rate how good the plugin is depending on how much of a good beat or a full beat that I can make using just that one plugin. With that being said, I have 2 free plugins for you guys today, which you may or may not have heard of, but I think they're very cool. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 3K. We're almost there. A little bit more than 100 to go. Now let's see exactly how good these 2 plugins are and how much of a beat that I can make using them. These 2 plugins are by a plugin company called Cradle State Machine, and they are the Playtime and the Bit Flip. Now these are 2 very interesting looking plugins. They both have this little window over here with a really cool animation when you play their sounds. Really cool. Before I started this video, I found this little ARP called Edgebox in the Playtime plugin. And using that sound, I just made a simple 2-note arpeggio. So that right there is going to be the base of our song, meaning the foundation of the song. Everything else is going to be revolving around this arpeggio progression. A very cool thing about this plugin is that it lets you mix and match sounds for each preset that you choose. This is not the original sound of this preset. I actually went to this menu over here and I changed it to mono upright from something else. I think it was, I don't remember what it was, but I felt like the mono upright sounded a little bit better. So I threw in a little EQ and also added this tape lo-fi plugin to give it this lo-fi characteristic sound. The goal is to make a lo-fi beat and all these sounds are extremely bright, and some of them might be an uncharacteristic sound for a lo-fi beat. So not only do I have to be careful about the sounds that I select, but I also have to make sure to process them properly to make them into proper lo-fi sounds. So now that the foundation is done, I'm gonna add some keys to get the beat going. And there's a preset called Star Cruise in the keys preset of Bit Flip. Oh, that fire animation's so cool. And that's gonna be my CPU at the end of this video with all these plugins loaded in. I don't know what the hell happened at the end over there. First of all, Control Q, make everything aligned with the grid. Cut whatever that was. Just fix those velocities. Sounds like this are extremely sharp. In fact, add some reverb on that. Okay, we have the arpeggio and the arpeggiated chord progression. I would like some pads to reinforce that chord progression. It's very ambient. It has bubbles. Ooh, should I go with that? I'm gonna go with that. I'm just gonna hold down the root note and the 5th note and use that as a reinforced pad. If you're wondering how exactly I'm choosing which plugin for which sound, there's no thought process behind that. I'm just going in an order. I started with the Playtime, so I decided to take the Bit Flip next, and after that again the Playtime, then the Bit Flip. I'm just gonna go in that alternating order. Yeah, there's not a lot of intricate planning that goes behind all this. Let's see what the pads sound like for this. Pick. That has potential. Nope. Thick. Wow. Definitely need some reverb on that. We're getting somewhere. You know what? I'm taking the pads off. The problem is these sounds are so thick that layering them is just gonna cause problems. That was terrible. I was trying to make an offbeat recording, but I was trying to do it without the other sounds just to test myself, and it went terribly. Just the keys and that new offbeat lead. Now, before we move on to the lead, which might be the final melodic element, I want to reinforce that chord progression, maybe with a pluck. Just the top part. I really like that. And with sounds like that, I love adding a delay, especially ping pong delay. So I'm going to be using the Poltergeist piano. It's a ghostly sounding piano, and I think I got the right lead. Okay, everything is good and all, but then I realized that I don't have bass. So obviously I'm just gonna copy this. That's the only bassy sound there is, so I'll keep that. Kind of EQing. Yes. I wouldn't call this a lo-fi track in particular. Could be lo-fi. Everything's lo-fi nowadays. My initial plan was to make something ambient and sleepy lo-fi related, but this sounds nothing like that. But since the tempo is at 55 anyway, I think I have no choice but to use sleepy lo-fi stuff. Honestly, I'm a little tired, so I'm just gonna use a loop. So I'm gonna mix this beat a little bit more, try to save whatever I can, make it sound somewhat listenable. And after all that, this is what it's gonna sound like. So that was the Cradle State Machine in action. Honestly, it was a lot of fun. If I was aiming for a pure chiptune track, I think it would have been better. But since I was actually trying to make a lo-fi beat, it was a little bit more difficult because none of these sounds are actually lo-fi worthy. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 3K. We're almost there. Also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this plugin or the beat, whatever. If you used it before, if you haven't, I'll leave the links to the plugins in the description so you can go check it out. And yeah, I'll see you next week.